understood, you get understanding. And when you get understanding, understanding builds in you skill. And skill enables you to act, to do the right action, to perform something. Anybody who does anything does it with a skill. It is very, very important to understand the difference between information and knowledge. So please, when you are informed, it's okay to know. It's okay. That's why you hear many of us will quote many quotes. We'll say many things that you have heard, many motivational speakers, many good teachers. We will quote them, we'll say them, we'll speak them out. But one thing that we must always ask ourselves is, then what? After I have heard this, what is it that I need to take home? Because what matters most in this life is one thing only: outcome. What is the outcome of your being here? Both being on earth and being in such a class as this. What is the outcome? And this is even very important in business, in life. I said here last week, even when I talk about this, as we have this like a place where we're focusing more on business, you must understand some principles don't change. Principles don't change because you're a businessman or you're a housewife. Principles remain principles. Even if you're a student or whatever you are, principles are principles. And they don't change. So it's good for you to catch up something. It's good to realize what you need to understand. And when you understand it, it will work in you. And now when the knowledge comes, you will sharpen it up. That is why you start it. You sharpen it up. You sharpen up the knowledge. Because you know it now. You sharpen it up by action. Because knowledge is also never powerful unless it has been acted on. You can have all the knowledge and speak all of the knowledge, but until you act, it is not knowledge. It is not impactful in your life. But when you act on knowledge, it expands. Immediately you act on knowledge, it expands. It is able to tell you some things you even did not know. That is why experience is more important than theory. Because we can talk about many things. We read many things. Some of us have, some people seated here are running. It's great. And many people have been reading many things here. You are informed. But the action you take amplifies the knowledge. And when it amplifies the knowledge, it leads you now to use the skill that is now created and trained by knowledge to bring out an outcome that you desire and that the earth desires for you and for me. Whenever you are doing something, you need to keep a record that tells you what is happening. You don't assume. Whatever it is, put it down. And let there be a consistent putting down. What happens is this. One day when you pick up what you have written down, it tells you where you are and where you are going. Because it shows you some repetitiveness of things. And it tells you whether you are achieving what you intended or not. In fact, one of the biggest difference between successful individuals and unsuccessful individuals is this. Unsuccessful people don't keep data. So you need data. You need information. You need that, and that information now I'm talking about is the one you have written down. Now you make it knowledge when you start analyzing it. Data does not mean just 1, 2, 3. It doesn't just mean figures. It means that having the knowledge, having the information of the things you do. That information, you convert it to knowledge by now allowing yourself to understand it by analyzing the information. When you have understood the information, you go to the next level. where because of you analyze the information and you have understood it, now you start acting as per how the information, what the information is telling you. When you start acting, you develop it as a skill. And now you can stop and tell people, I have got something to do. I am doing something. That is how even many businesses start. Many businesses that grow quickly start like that. Check up all over the world. Most businesses that grow very fast. And you ask yourself, what happened? Unasema, I left them here. They are there. The issue is data. Because don't just act. Act with understanding. You do things with understanding. You don't do things just with the knowledge. You do them with understanding. That is why there are a lot of differences. You can come from the university with one person. You sat under the same professors. You did the same papers. You went to the same libraries. You stayed there the same years. But one person just dominates. You see, he is above the rest. Why? He picked a line, got the right information, converted converted the information into knowledge, moved further and made the information a skill, and came up in the world and did an act that people desired, and they paid him for it. The most important thing is not what you know. The most important thing is what you understand. And now, where wisdom is measured here, when you get understanding, is where wisdom is measured. When you get understanding, what you do with your understanding is what tells how much wisdom you have. You see, when you know something and it is within you and you are acting on it, you have already analyzed it, you are really moving forward, because immediately you analyze it and get what to do and you start doing something, you are doing something and you are moving somewhere. But now what brings the fruits? What differentiates production? What differentiates production is wisdom.